Hi again, John Hauer here. Safety is such a touchy subject in 3D printing. Many desktop users get really defensive the minute the subject even comes up. Others are in denial. They say there are no issues with 3D printing. However, 3D printers are not inherently safe. The subject must be addressed, and that creates a business opportunity. Safety is a pretty broad topic, but with desktop 3D printing, some of the potential hazards include heat, fire, and pollution. Most 3D printers operate with heat, and it is possible that someone or something can get burned. Further, they utilize several electrical components which can spark a fire. During the printing process, they can also emit potentially dangerous particles into the air. There's also not a lot of oversight. Underwriters Laboratories has tested less than 20% of all desktop 3D printers, and the company believes that only 50% have been reviewed by any safety organization. There has also been a critical shift in who is buying desktop machines. A few years ago, manufacturers were focused on the consumer market. They were convinced there would be a 3D printer in every home. Then the bottom fell out. 3D Systems exited the consumer business. MakerBot crashed and burned. It seemed that everyone, all at once, made a pivot to professional services and the education market. The new goal was to put a 3D printer on every desk. Safety is an important topic for buyers in those markets. Among their many contributions to automotive safety, Volvo was the first to use laminated safety glass. They also invented and patented the modern 3-point safety belt, which became standard on all Volvo cars back in 1959. Even though Volvo granted them free use of the patent, it took other automakers years to incorporate them into their cars. It wasn't until 1974 that modern 3-point seat belts finally became mandatory for all cars sold in the USA. Volvo definitely walked the walk, and as a result, their brand became synonymous with safety. It was their competitive advantage, and it took other car companies decades to overcome it. Let's say you're buying what I'm selling. You think safety is a big deal in professional and educational environments, and that being synonymous with safety could be a major competitive advantage. How do you capitalize? Well, let me tell you. Check for anything that could create a safety issue now. Fix what you can, flag what you can't. It will need to be addressed soon. It's one thing to use UL approved components, but it's another thing entirely to have your device approved. Do it and use the UL mark on your product and your packaging. Getting approved is no small endeavor. UL testing can cost as much as $14,000 for products headed to the North American market. Global certification can be much more expensive, in some cases reaching $100K or more, but there is significant opportunity for ROI. One way to improve safety is to find other complementary products that help make yours safer. These might include things like enclosures, fire and carbon monoxide detectors, and fire suppressors. It could also potentially include a partnership with a material supplier or others who can make your overall solution safer. Give your R&D team a new directive. Tell them to consider safety a critical requirement in all future development. Challenge them to develop the next 3-point seat belt for 3D printing. Do something so profound, it would be indecent to hoard the patent. Make safety the primary marketing message. Include it on packaging, on all digital properties, and in all advertising. Use content marketing to elevate the importance of safety. Target key decision makers like school procurement managers and IT managers. Create a sense of urgency. In the old days of sales, we took a consultative approach. One of our goals was to help expose pain points. While that intensified the buyer's need for a solution, it also helped us frame the deal. We could subtly align client needs with our strengths. Times have changed. Customers do much of their own research, and many don't contact salespeople until they're ready to buy. But many of the request for proposal, or RFP documents they use, are just copied from others. How hard is it, really? Go to Google, find a similar RFP, and copy and paste. But imagine if on page 1 there was a link saying, download our free 3D printing RFP template. How hard would it be in a document like that to emphasize safety? This one seems obvious, but teaching sales reps, resellers, and others to talk about safety is critical. You have to make it a hot button issue. Make safety the topic of all press engagements. New innovations drive interest and engagement. In the age of the internet, the tactics are different, but the goal is the same: to differentiate. That's the goal, isn't it? To win more deals than your competitors? No one else is really driving the conversation. But with safety as your unique competitive advantage, you could be in position to do just that. Right now, no one is the Volvo of 3D printing. But you could be. Want to learn about other big opportunities in 3D printing? Visit us at get3dsmart.com today.